Good evening, baseball fans. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome back for the second stream of the second day of the wild card round. We were here earlier, but we are back. We got the Mets and the Brewers on in the top of the fourth, and the Braves and the Padres are just about to get going. How are we doing, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. I needed that little break. I think I got, like 45 minutes? Not even that. Got myself a quick little meal in. Went and, what else did I do? I didn't really get to do all that much in the last 30 minutes. We got a meal. I went for a walk, got some steps in. I'm feeling good. And we got the Mets and the Brewers on as of right now. Everyone, welcome back. If you were here earlier, if you can for me, just hit that like button for me. Hit that like button for me. Just going to get this started real quick. Okay, here we go, everybody. Here we go. I think we're good to go here. Okay. Alrighty, Braves and the Padres just getting underway here. Musgrove going for the Padres here tonight. And for the Braves, we got Max Fried. Here we go. Just getting situated over here. Alrighty. My stream is not popping up for me. Hold on one second, everyone. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. Okay. All right, light goal for this one, 100. Let's start off with 100. We got 60 people hanging out with us so far. We started off slow a little earlier, but then we ended up getting above 400 people for that one. Montas with a big strikeout there. Mets up 3-1. Oh! We already got something cooking in San Diego. Oh, man. I think Ozuna just went deep. I don't got that game on my TV. Or no, sorry. Never mind. Ozuna, sacrifice fly, Michael Harris. Okay, there we go. Never mind. I thought Ozuna just went deep for a second. I don't got the game on. I just saw that they scored a run. Okay, here we go. Mets are up 3-1 here. Let's do a quick recap of this one. We're going to be bouncing back and forth between both of these games. We got a busy night here. Earlier, it was a little easier because the Astros and the Tigers were right there at the end. And so we were able to kind of watch the last little bit of that, and then we were able to fully dial in to the other game. But Montas so far not doing all that hot. This Mets offense is still red hot right now. Just doing a quick little recap here. Brandon Nimmo got it started. Churio got the home run. I saw that one live while I was eating my chicken and rice earlier. Delicious. And, yeah, the top of the second, they came right back. Alvarez with the base hit. Lindor had the sac fly. How about a great defense from Lindor, man? And it's funny because I'm seeing people ragging on Lindor, you know, when everyone's talking about the MVP conversation. I mean, yeah, of course, you know, Ohtani, yeah, MVP. But Lindor, what he provides on both sides of the ball, man, he's special, man. He's a great player. Great player. I do hope Lindor gets himself an MVP while he's with the Mets. But Montas, you know, it's honestly, you know, a typical Montas kind of outing. Now, again, only one of those runs were earned. So if we were to kind of go back here, all right, top of the first, he had Lindor walk. Iglesias grounded into the force out. That moved Lindor over. Vientos had the base hit. All right, Iglesias went to second. And we had Lindor got out on the play prior. Nimmo had the base hit there. But then when we go into the top of the second, so I believe, so yeah, Starling Marte, there was the error there. Montas wasn't able to make the catch. And, yeah, so that was the error that led to a couple of runs So in the end, it is 1 earned run for Montas, but, you know, he was part of that play, so whatever. He is looking a little better here. He is looking a little better. Just got another strikeout there on Alvarez. Alvarez helmet almost just flew off all the way to Paris. My goodness. But right now, the Braves, hey, the Braves came out swinging here. They got to run across the board on the Ozuna sac fly. But yeah, like I said, we're going to be bouncing back and forth between these games here. I'm going to do my best. All right. So, here we go. Montas coming off the mound. Top of the 4th. Runner on second, 2 outs. They're not giving Montas any more time. Man, just like that, he is out of there. What do we got here in the chat? Caden Lichford, you are 0-2. I think you mean on your series picks. I mean, I got the Orioles and the Royals wrong. Unfortunately, got the Tigers and the Astros right. With the way this game is going here with the Mets and the Brewers, I'm on my way to getting this one wrong as well. And then, but the other series, I have the Padres winning that series in 2 games. Let's see. But the Braves are off to a good start here tonight. So far, I would say the betting odds, I'm on pace to go 2 for 4 in the wild card round. It's crazy. Because, you know, I'm a Red Sox fan, right? But I still would like, while the Red Sox are not playing well, I would like for the Orioles to do something. They got talent there. You know, you brought in Corbin Burns, and that is what you do. That is what ends up happening. You just go down like that. You can't put up any more of a, I'm sorry, but like that bases loaded situation, Santander, the pop out, man, like that is so brutal. And like the hit by pitch strikeout. I mean, you know, people were saying, oh, you know, that's man, that's you know, it's tough. He was, you know, trying to get out of the way. But no, that guy committed to a swing. He was swinging before that ball even was, you know, coming right at him. You know, it's like, what are you even swinging at, dude? The ball's coming at you. It's like crazy. The Orioles, I'm sorry, they deserve to lose that one, man. And good on the Royals. You know, I remember doing my predictions, and that was the one series in this first round I was having a tough time with. You know, even though the Orioles, as good as they have been, the Royals this year, the pitching and the defense. It's like, it's almost so boring. You talk yourself out of it, but that is what wins ball games. You know, in regular season, whatever, but that's what wins postseason games. Pitching and defense. You got to pitch well and you got to defend. Why do you think organizations care so much about run prevention? Because it matters in the postseason. When you're going up against the best of the best in Major League Baseball, you have to be great at preventing runs. Yeah, if you can score, I mean, yeah, that's great. But teams are so heavily in on run prevention these days, man. Just saying. Alrighty. What do we got going on here in the chat? So, again, I'm going to be doing my best to bounce back and forth here. So, Lindor is up right now against McGill. I would say right now, the Mets, man, like, they're just looking great. You know, ball cap, Jim Riley, you know, he says the Mets, they're the team of destiny. I mean, man. But, oh, we got an injury delay. Someone is, don't tell me someone on the Braves just got hurt. Who just got hurt? Did Fried get hurt? Fried got hit by a liner? Where? Where did he get hit? Well, looks like he's... So he's not hurt? All right, cool. All right. My goodness. Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine if Fried has to leave the game? I mean, oh my goodness. I couldn't think of a more nightmare situation. And could you imagine if he left the game there and that would have been his last start as an Atlanta Brave? Good grief. Salvador Chavez, how you doing, my friend? I'm doing good, man. We are busy. We got postseason baseball today. I'm kind of bittersweet about my predictions so far because I feel great about the one that I got right was the one that was probably everyone was leaning towards the Astros, and I went with the Tigers on that one. But it feels great to make that call because no one has been able to knock out the Astros before the ALCS. And, felt good to call that one. But then my World Series representative from the American League gets knocked out. Just saying. So bittersweet. But overall, pretty good. Had some food earlier. Feeling good. Went to the gym today. Feeling good. But Fried got hit with a comebacker from Fernando Tatis Jr. But he looks like he's doing, I don't know if he's doing all right here, right? Jerickson Profar just reached on a fielder's choice. Now they got the bases loaded. So this kind of stinks because... But, I don't know. I wonder if maybe I could pull this game on my iPad and then I can keep the Mets and the Brewers on my TV. I mean, maybe we can do that. I don't know. Do I even have the Spectrum app on here? I wonder if I can do that. Oh, you know what? I might be able to do this. Well, I don't know because I feel like the Spectrum app sometimes it doesn't want to work unless I'm on Wi-Fi. Actually, I think I might be able to do this. All right, let's see if I can do this. I can't have two games on at one time on my TV. I wish I had one of those setups with multiple TVs. Let's see. Manny Machado, big strikeout. Max Fried getting a big K there. Getting the first out. Let's see. I might be able to put this game. I don't know. Can I put the game on? Can I do this? Ooh, I can do this. Everyone, I got the game on my iPad. Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and I can do a split screen where I can keep the chat on the right side. Everyone, this is phenomenal. I got the game on the TV. Oh, man, we are cooking, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I don't know if I can do this, actually. Well, let's see. Is this going to work for me? Yeah, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, we got quite the setup here. I got the Padres Braves on my iPad, and we got the Mets and the Brewers on the TV. You got to love this. How about Lindor? Another good play from him. On to first, and there's the out. Oh, to play at home. And Luis Ariz scores, and the Padres have tied it up. No, did they not tie it? Or is that the out? Or oh, that was an out. I apologize, everyone. That was an out. I thought he got home safe. Never mind. Nope. Sorry about that. It was a force out at home. I have never watched two games at once. Here we go. Bogart's up. Bottom of the first here. Bases loaded. Fried trying to work out of a jam. Bogarts got hurt this year. Had the shoulder injury. But then came back. Started hitting pretty well. Max Fried painting the corner. Gotta love that. I see you in the chat. We can tell. I am doing my best. I have never done this before. Two games at once. I can barely keep track of one game. How about Sean Manaea today? Sean Manaea is looking fantastic. Velocity's up a little bit. He's looking very good. Sham, I'm telling you, Manaea's going to get himself a nice contract this offseason. He's pitched very well this year. You know, honestly, I wonder. Now, Fried, he'll probably get the bigger contract. But, I mean, Manaea, this is a guy where another lefty that's going to be on the market. I mean, he's not going to be as expensive as Fried. And let's be real. Manaea has been more durable than Fried. So I wouldn't be surprised at all for Manaea to get himself a good, solid contract. There's a ground ball left side. Onto short. Arcia onto second. Gets the out. Merrill does not like the call. Are they going to challenge it? Merrill is staying at second. They might challenge the play. Looks like they said no. They're not going to challenge. Oh, man. Well, that's the end of the first. An eventful first inning. Padres unable to come through there. But the Brewers here in the bottom of the fourth, they need to get some runs across the board as well. Yeah, I see you in the chat. 8 games in 2 days. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. I'm going to be happy when the division round starts up. It's just a lot less chaos. That's going to be easier to keep track of. So, alrighty. Mighty Mark, how you doing, my friend? Let's go Braves. We scored early. Nice to see. I mean, you know, yesterday I was saying, you know what? They had a doubleheader and then a cross-country flight. I mean, really, what did you expect out of the Braves? Along with no Chris Sale. I mean, that was probably the easiest game to predict. You know, Padres being at home. And there's a lot of hype for them coming into this postseason. Yeah, you're right about that. The games at least will not overlap. Yeah, that's going to be a big one. So, and then when you get to the championship series, I think the way they do the championship series now is I think they do them on separate days or separate nights. So, you know, the dream, I would say, one day, you know, to have, you know, if watch parties become a thing, even during the regular season. I would love for the regular season to do some watch parties and they have a good turnout. Tom Grossi does them with football, and he's very successful with the watch parties. I would love to have that on this channel. We'll test it out next year, but I would love to have a point where, you know, got a little, like a good little, you know, man cave where I got a little recliner or something, you know. That'd be pretty cool. Here we go. Brewers fans on their feet. Full count here. Bottom of the fourth. Ortiz is up. Well, hey. If you were to look at the players in the Corbin Burns trade, well, the guys on the Brewers, they're still standing at this point. Gotta love the energy in the Brewers crowd here. Towels flying around everywhere. Manaea, fastball on the inside, onto short. Lindor onto first. And there's a ground out. Nothing doing. Sean Manaea is quite good, everyone. And here's Musgrove back on the mound. Mr. Muffin Puffin, what a great name. Update us on the Mets game, please, good sir. Well, so far, the Brewers, they can't hit Sean Manaea. Well, except for Jackson Chourio. The Lonely Wolf, who howls alone at the moon. Thank you, my friend, for becoming a legend member. Really appreciate you. Chris Andre, Robbie, are you more disappointed in the Orioles or the Astros? Absolutely the Orioles. Absolutely. Not even a question. The Astros, I mean, the Astros, it's like Yordan Alvarez was not at full strength. I honestly saw the Tigers being a very tough team for them, along with their former manager, A.J. Hinch. That's big. Musgrove, minus the little bit of trouble he had in the first. Looking all right. Mighty Mark Jr., for me, it's great to watch some Braves baseball with Robbie in the Caribbean island as I'm currently in medical school. Nice. Brought my Braves gear here, too. Hey, good for you, my friend. I actually had a friend that contemplated doing that at one point. Going to medical school on some island. I'm not sure what it was. I hear a lot of people doing that these days. I guess it's cheaper. I don't know. Musgrove gets out of the top of the second here. Pretty clean inning for him overall. Who knows how much more offense we're going to see from the Braves tonight? I don't know about that. Look at all them burgers, man. It's a lot of burgers. Good grief. Christopher R., what's your favorite national broadcast? I don't know, man. I'm kind of just whatever on all of them. I don't know. I just miss how it used to be. Like, I love Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. Oh, back in the day, right? With Herman and Morgan, Joe Morgan, man. I love that. Love that. They were so good. Yeah, I'd say all of them. I don't know. I think. I wouldn't say I have a favorite necessarily. I think they're all just kind of all right. I like Michael Kay. I do like Michael Kay. I'll say that. I think he has a good voice for broadcasting. That's why he's been in the game for so long. He's very good. Yeah, TBS is good. I will say that. TBS is good. I definitely prefer TBS over ESPN. Oof. Good grief. How about McGill here? Just painting the outside corner. Yeah, Judge Soto, co-MVPs. All the home teams in the wild card keep losing. Isn't it weird how every year we have some kind of a trend? You know? Baltimore losing at home. Houston losing at home. The Brewers on their way here to losing at home. Well, except for the Padres. Well, Padres got off to a good start. Drew, Michael Kay is pretty classic. Yeah, he's pretty solid. Jason, TBS was great when it showed Dale Murphy every night. Yeah. Ron Darling, good. Yeah, I mean, there's good ones out there. I think I just missed the old Sunday night broadcast, for ESPN. I just always loved that. It was always a good listen. But yeah, I would say for me, ESPN back in the day, that for me was good, man. You had John Miller, Joe Morgan. That was good. Yeah, Drew, Dennis Eckersley always talked about throwing the cheese. Yeah. Eckersley was fun. He was fun to listen to. Chef, I really like Joe Davis. His energy is great, especially during the playoffs. Yeah. Jason, top seeds, get a lot of time off, was bad last year. That was the trend last year. All of the division winners, besides the Astros, were just falling by the wayside. Hard hit ball to the left side. Urshela's got it. On to first. Man, Solano got into that one. The Lonely Wolf, who howls alone at the moon with a super chat. $2 super chat. As a Braves fan, I'm honestly glad we made it. Or just glad we made it. I mean, yeah. I mean, with everything that they've gone through this year, man, it's been a tough year. But Max Fried here, he's looking all right. I mean, he's given up a couple of hard hit balls. He ran into some trouble, but he worked around it. Max Fried, you can usually count on the guy. He'll run into some clunkers here and there, but Abe, man, we're just hanging out here, my friend. We're just hanging out. We're just hanging out. We're reacting to 2 games at once. Yeah, McGill's looking, minus, besides, everything that happened in the early going in the game, McGill, he's come in here. He's looking pretty good. Oh, they hit him. Wow. Nimmo hit by pitch. So the Mets got to run around here in the top of the 5th. Max Fried comes set here. Gets a big strikeout on Cronenworth. Max Fried, 2nd K on the night. Chester the Chicken Eater, what's going on, my friend? I only have 1 monitor. Which game is better? I mean, right now, the Mets, I would say they seem pretty in control here, but it's still a pretty close game. I don't know, maybe watch the Braves for a little bit as the Mets and the Brewers try to get through the middle of this game. Drew, postseason brawl would be nice. That brings a little bit of excitement. Up and away. McGill is throwing, like Dennis Eckersley would say, some cheese, man. Here's Higashioka. Had a home run last night. Oof. That Max Fried curveball, man, looks wonderful. Love me a Max Fried curveball. Pete Alonso, swing and a miss. Going to be interesting to see what happens to Pete Alonso this offseason. Oh, Higashioka gets into one. That's gone. The Padres have a run on the board. Higashioka, who would have thought this guy would turn on the power in the postseason? Man, who would have thought? With all the big hitters they got, Higashioka goes deep 2 nights in a row. Oh, Max Fried gives up another hard hit ball up the middle. Max Fried is running into a little bit of trouble here. Man, the Padres bats looking good here. Luis Arraez, the table setter, and here comes the rest of the order for the Padres. And McGill gets the strikeout. He's telling the fans to stand up and make some noise. Let's go, Brewers. We need the Brew Crew fans, the Brew Crew faithful to get something going here. Love that Trevor McGill getting pumped up in Milwaukee. Chester the Chicken Eater. Glad I could help, my friend. Glad I could help. G-Rob. Yeah, let me just groove this fastball down the middle here. Should be pretty good. He threw in a couple little curveballs there that look good. I think he thought Higashioka. I think he underestimated that man. There's Fernando. Missed some time this year, but overall, still put up some pretty good numbers. 833 OPS overall. Luis Arraez on first base here in San Diego. We got a 1-1 game. This could potentially be Max Fried's last start as an Atlanta Brave. Man. It's crazy, man. Alex Bregman potentially played his last game as a Houston Astro today. Corbin Burns probably made his last start as an Oriole yesterday. Oh, great play from Urshela, but Fernando Tatis Jr. turns on the Jets. And he is safe at first, and the Padres are cooking once again. Man, oh man. Look at those Padres fans waving the towels. I think people forget Tatis, he's not just a bat, he's got speed as well. Love that Tatis is stepping up big time in this postseason so far. It's been a couple of games, but, this is a guy, man. People were getting on to Tatis, a few years ago. Oh, this guy's immature. He's gonna run himself out of the league. He had the accident and the offseason where, what was he, broke his arm or his wrist or whatever it was. He had the PED suspension. And here he is so far, he's just coming in, just playing some good baseball, still having some fun, but playing a good game of baseball so far. A couple of good games. Love the hustle from Fernando. Abe, how you doing, my friend? Out of all the English broadcasters, you're the best. Thank you, my friend. I'm just doing what I can, man. Thanks for this. Just the guys with nothing to push but love. Absolutely, Abe. I appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, thanks for stopping by tonight. I appreciate it. Yeah, Abe. Yeah, he was young, man. Guys. That's how we guys are, man. We're stupid when we're young. We make some dumb choices. I'm glad he's at least started. It seems like he's figuring it out. SG27. Bases loaded back-to-back innings. Oh, man, Ozzie Albies off of his hand, and the bases are loaded. Profar. Little bit of a tapper right up the middle, but Profar is safe at first. The Padres got the bases loaded once again. Max Fried, he's had looked all right a couple of times so far. I don't know, man. I think this Padres team, they're just so aggressive. They were like this yesterday right out of the gate. Oh, and there's a chopper. Down the third base line. Oh, Terang gets past Nimmo. Terang turns around. No, Terang gonna stay at second. But he leads off the fifth inning here in Milwaukee with a leadoff double. But it took a weird bounce off the wall, and Nimmo couldn't get to it. He's lucky that didn't end up being a triple, but you don't want to push something like that right now. You don't want to try and jeopardize the base runners at this point. But here we go. Man, I have never done the multitasking before. Here we go. Manny Machado, bases loaded here in San Diego. And as for the Brewers, they got a runner on second. To start things off here, they're trying to get something going here in Milwaukee. There's a base hit. Machado to left. One runner scores. Another runner scores. And the Padres have scored two more. It is now 3-1. Slam Diego. There's a chopper to the right side. Iglesias has got it. But there moves the runner over to third in Milwaukee. Big moment here in San Diego. Manny Machado coming through here with a base knock. Or a double, actually. Scores two. Thank you, Abe. I appreciate that, my friend. Appreciate that. Yeah, SG27. This is what the Pods were missing last night. They found it. I mean, the Padres got off to a hot start last night. And then Higashioka came through. Here we go. Jackson Merrill up. Rookie of the Year candidate. Trying to make something happen here against Max Fried. But right now, the stars for the Padres are stepping up big time. But the Brewers got a runner on third. They're trying to make something happen here. It's the bottom of the fifth here in Milwaukee. Ball one to Perkins here. Perkins trying to bring this runner home to make it a 3-2 game. Here's Jackson Merrill, bottom of the second. Runners on second and third. Fried steps off, checks third. Profar dancing around over there at third base. He's smiling. Padres look loosey-goosey out there. They're having some fun right now. Profar is taking a huge lead. Fried. Oh, Jackson Merrill. That's, oh, man. Very close to a home run here. That's past Harris. Jackson Merrill keeps the offense going. And the Padres have a 5-1 lead off of Max Fried in the bottom of the second. And ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say it, but the Braves, I think, might be cooked. Perkins hits it to dead center. But he runs it down, but that scores the runner. It is now 3-2 in Milwaukee. The Brewers tag on another to try and cut the deficit. But man, oh man, Jackson Merrill might have just provided the dagger. In Max Fried's potential last start as an Atlanta Brave, he is getting tagged here in San Diego. Here comes Xander Bogaerts, Red Sox legend. He hits it to right. That's going to be caught by Soler. The Braves are out of it, but the Padres may have just put the nail in the coffin here. But we got a close one here in Milwaukee. It's now 3-2. Milwaukee trying to chip away here. Gotta love the Stars in San Diego stepping up. Coming through here. Gotta love it. Machado coming through in a big way. Fernando Tatis Jr. with the hustle before that. Merrill with the nail in the coffin, I think. And I think it's over, everyone. I think the Braves are done. I mean, I called for a Padres sweep in this series. I'm sorry, but, you know, the Braves coming into the season, they were my pick to win it all. And unfortunately, all the injuries they've had this year, a bummer of a year for the Braves. And it's sad that it has to end this way. Oh, Lindor bobbles it, but he gets it back. Oh, man, Lindor, even on the bobble, makes a great play and a strong throw. Alonso with a bit of a scoopy scoop. Fernando, man, he could even make a bit of a mistake, and he'll still get the job done. Alonso with a great scoop there. Lucas Gomez in the chat saying Padres are winning it all. Listen, I need the Padres and the Dodgers like I need air. The Dodgers are going to be tough. They're going to be tough. But the one thing the Padres have against the Dodgers, they both have an offense, both have good bullpens. The Padres have the advantage of the starting pitching. Now, if the Dodgers can piece together, you know, a good game plan when it comes to utilizing their entire pitching staff, you know, sure, Glasnow's down, but if they could figure out a way to balance, you know, Flaherty, Yamamoto, and if Walker Buehler is good, then I think the Dodgers will be very tough. But if that starting pitching completely crumbles for the Dodgers, then I mean, it could end up being an easy series for the Padres. We'll see. We will see. Caden Lichford, the Braves lost their best player, and that's how the Braves didn't do well. Yeah, I mean, losing Ronald Acuna Jr., I think at that point, I think people pretty much thought it was done. But I think people also were thinking with the Braves, hey, this happened in 21. We'll make the moves. We'll be okay. They brought back Soler, but then Riley went down. And it's like, what do you do at that point? Murphy hasn't had a good year at the plate. He's dealt with injuries. Murphy has just been terrible offensively. I mean, I don't know. Nando says, Padres are the annoying frat boy team. Well, even if they are the annoying frat boy team, they're looking quite good. G-Rob, the Dodgers hit around Musgrove and Cease the last series, though. That's what I'm saying. Listen, the Dodgers, they got the bats. And those teams know each other well. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a fun series. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I don't know, man. I mean, right now, ESPN for the Padres, they got an 89% win probability for the Padres here. Honestly, I'd probably put that at like 95. Antonio, how you doing, my friend? Love the content, the work you put in. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. I mean, we look like we got a lopsided one here in San Diego. I think at this point, Musgrove with a nasty sweeper. Oof. Musgrove is so good. When Musgrove is healthy and when he is on, he looks good, man. He looks good. Let's kind of go back here a little bit. The Mets and the Brewers right now. This is a close one. The Mets, they're trying to add on some runs here. JD Martinez, remember, JD Martinez said he wanted to go to a playoff contender. He wanted to be with a playoff team. People ragged on him. Thought, oh, you're going to the Mets? They're not a playoff team, and here they are. Here they are. Technical Jeff says the Braves are cooked. Oh, man. Big hack from Arcia. It's going to be an interesting offseason for the Braves. If we were to take a look here at the payroll, for the Braves, I mean, listen, they got a lot of money on this payroll, man. I mean, if we were to take a look, I mean, you got Riley, Olsen signed up for the long haul. Making Musgrove with another strikeout. Big fastball there from Musgrove. I mean, you got Morton coming off the books, so there's $20 million coming off. I'd say, honestly, Riley, Olsen, Sale, they're on pretty fair contracts, I would say. Ozuna, there is a club option. I would imagine they're going to exercise that. So, yeah, they got a lot of affordable contracts on the books with Morton coming off. It's going to be interesting. I would say Luke Jackson's probably going to come off. Darno, do they exercise that one? Bummer, he's going to be coming off. You got some free agents here. Duvall's coming off, right? And then obviously Fried is going to be a free agent. He's owed $15 million this year. So they do have some money coming off the books. So I'm curious to see what the Braves are going to do this offseason. Now, with all that money coming off the books, do they maybe go after one of these free agents? Someone like a Willy Adames, I think would be a huge addition. We'll see. Cynics, I can't believe what Fried just did. It's crazy. It's crazy. But then again, it's also kind of not crazy because he's running into a buzzsaw of a Padres team right now. It's unfortunate. This is how, if this is the way it's going, and this is his last start, I mean, he could very well go back to the Braves. I don't know, man. I feel like he's not going to, I don't know. I mean, maybe he goes back, but I think they're because Fried, he has the injury history. So, I wonder how aggressive teams are going to be for him. If they use that as leverage against him, then maybe it could end up being a situation where they figure something out with each other, right? And, and when you look at the Braves, yeah, they do got some young pitching there, but I don't know. Is it Max Fried? You're going to be getting Strider back, But then again, Chris Sale, sure, he's been fully healthy this year. Oh, there's a base hit to the right side from Starling Marte. JD Martinez holds up at second. And Marte's been coming alive a little bit as of late. Doubleheader, he had a couple of hits in that doubleheader. Michael Harris pops it up. Higashioka, not just hitting home runs, but playing great defense behind the plate. And the Braves have been sat down yet again. Man, oh man. Comes Tyrone Taylor for the Mets. Good against lefties this year. Pops it up, though. Brave Thrills, how we doing, my friend? I am so sorry, Brave Thrills. I am so sorry. Ground ball back to Piamps on to first. And the runners advance. So we got Marte at second, JD Martinez at third. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Mets looking to add here. Kai's PCs. What do I think about Buster Posey? You know, interesting situation in San Francisco. I feel like kind of think about it, right? I don't know. I wonder what else is going on behind the scenes. I thought all of that was a little kind of out of left field. I think Giants fans, a good majority of them, were wanting Zadie to be out of that job. But I don't know. I thought it was just like, wow, they went straight to Buster Posey. And then I know Zadie, I believe he was hospitalized at one point. And I know, you know, when they got the Matt Chapman extension done, I was reading that Zadie was still obviously very involved with that whole thing. But then there was this article that was out where Posey was like a big part of it as well. So I kind of wonder, I don't know, like, I don't know. It's interesting. Like, was that a situation where Posey showed where maybe he could help run things, or, you know, maybe he caught some people's attention with how involved he was in that situation? Or did they know something at that time where Posey could be a guy that, you know, be a potential replacement for Zadie? I'm very curious about how that whole thing. But yeah, I have been told that there's a lot going on behind the scenes with the Giants when it comes to, you know, just front office stuff, right? I mean, there's a lot of turnover right now with the Giants front office. So I expect some more stories to come out at some point. But I have been told there's stuff going on behind the scenes with the Giants. A lot of people, there were a lot of people scratching their head over the Posey edition, right? Thinking like, oh, this guy's never had any experience. Where it's like, well, you know, there are guys that have been hired in that situation where, you know, they didn't have any front office experience either. But I think you're starting to see a trend now in Major League Baseball. Oh, big swing and a miss from Iglesias there. Piamps with the bases loaded here. 1-2 count here in Milwaukee. Jose Iglesias, OMG. Can he get something here for the Mets? Piamps comes set. Swing and a miss. Payamps with a big strikeout. Bases loaded with a massive strikeout. John White, San Francisco fans love the GM move. Yeah, I bet they do. It's Buster Posey. They love Buster Posey. Just an interesting situation. But back in San Diego, Cronenworth puts down a bunt right back to the pitcher. And he is out at first. Mike, Shapiro would not call Vladdy a generational player when asked. Looks like Vladdy will go to free agency if not dealt at the deadline. That's going to be a really interesting situation. I saw those comments. I think it's... I could see what he meant, that Vlad is not a generational kind of a player. Yes, he has been amazing this year, but you go back to the last couple of years with Vlad, and they were down years, right? 21 was amazing, but then 22, 23, nothing great, you know? And then he had a good year this year. So I think he needs to be consistent to be, a generational player, right? I mean, obviously, he's great. When he's got everything figured out and he's on top of his game, yeah, Vlad Jr. is very good. But he's got to be consistent. Foop. Apparently, the Dodgers are having a team watch party. Do you think they are shaking in their boots? I don't know. I think they're, honestly, they're probably just pumped. You know what I mean? I think they like what they see with the Padres. The Dodgers, they got good players, man. Say what you will about the Dodgers and choking in the playoffs. I mean, I hate to kind of, join that the Shohei Ohtani love train. I love Shohei Ohtani, but I know a lot of people, they just gush over the guy. But there's a difference, man. When you got Shohei Ohtani in that clubhouse, it's like, I call it the Ohtani effect. There's just something, he just brings that aura, man. He just makes you feel confident. Obviously for the Angels, right? They were terrible for so many years, but when you got superstars surrounding him, I mean, you got confidence, man. I mean, go back to the Angels last year. When the Angels made the trade for Lucas Giolito, they were one game out of a playoff spot. Frank, I am intrigued. I don't think this is being talked about enough. I'm curious to see, what is Ohtani's first postseason going to be like? I'm curious. I'll be honest, a part of me, I'm not a Dodgers fan. I'm not a Padres fan. From a baseball fan's point of view, I just want to see Ohtani just go deep in his first at-bat. I know Padres fans would hate that, but the baseball fan of me that likes the entertainment, oh, yeah, I would absolutely love that. That'd be crazy. We'll see, though. But honestly, I think the big key for the Dodgers is Mookie Betts. This guy can't hit in the postseason, man. I don't know what it is with Mookie, except for the 2020 postseason. That's it to the right side. On to first. And Adames is out here. Bottom of the sixth, one out. Svetlana, Freeman will be the key. Yeah, I mean, remember, last year, Freeman and Mookie, they both went ice cold. They didn't do anything. So we'll see. We'll see if those guys can step up. Gary Sanchez at the plate for Milwaukee. Maury's Life, how are we doing? Has become a legend for the second straight month. But do y'all have Arsene Judge and Wantani? Listen, Arsene Judge is good, man. He's good. Curious to see what the Giants do this offseason. Very curious. Mike Palumbo, San Diego, LA will be good. Mets versus Phillies. Philly in 4. I mean, listen. I'm just going to point this out, okay? I need to see what happens with these division-winning teams. Is that trend going to continue with the layoff? I'm just going to throw this out there, right? Could we see a situation where the Mets pull a Phillies? I mean, listen, I'm gonna point this out. I'm gonna propose this. Oh, Lindor. Lindor is so good defensively. I know he reached, but goodness, Lindor is so good. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Can the Mets pull off a Phillies? 2022, 2023, right? Phillies were a wild card team. They go up against a strong Braves team that won the division. Can the Mets do that? They got all the momentum in the world right now. And they got a Phillies team coming up here in the first round. Yes, we all know how good the Phillies are, but is that layoff going to come into play? The Mets got momentum if they win this one. They got all the momentum. Phillies are cold, looking at it from the days off point of view. I mean, can we actually see a situation where the Mets make it to the NLCS? Why not? Listen, when teams get hot, they're hard to beat. I don't know, man. And listen, the Mets, they don't got Gadai Senga, but they got some pretty solid pitching. They're getting the job done. The Bats have been getting the job done here. I'm just saying, I would not count out the Mets. Would not count them out. But yeah, Frank, that's where I also think about the Phillies. And that's why I picked the Phillies to make it to the World Series. Because like you're saying here, I feel like the Phillies, they kind of remind me of the Astros, right? Those just good teams that are built to make a deep playoff run. So I'm just curious about the Phillies just because we haven't seen them in that situation where they've had the layoff. They've been the team that's been the wild card team, and they're hot, So we'll see. Last year they had the Marlins. Oh, gets the runner at second. Garrett Mitchell tried stealing, and he gets thrown out. And oh my. So they're going to take a look at it. Maury's Life. How are we doing? Wait, what did I miss? Oh, sorry. I missed your super chat. Calling it now. Giants re-signing Drake Bell and Juan Soto. I'm all about it, my friend. Let's do it. Let's do it. We need it. Do you not want Blake Snell? I mean, Blake Snell was pretty good for a while. I'm just saying. Remember good old Blake Snell? I miss that. That was one of my favorite nicknames I've ever come up with. Good old Blake Snell. Man. But that guy took a forever vacation, I think. Maury's Life. Did you ever call Blake Snell Blake Smell? I think you said you work nearby. Didn't you say what did you do again? I feel like you said you work at Oracle. I don't remember what you said you did. Did you say you're like one of the security guards or something? I don't, my potato brain, I can't remember anything. Oh, you work at the stadium. That's right, yes. Well, if you see Blake Smell one more time, tell him I said hello. Matthew's Life. How was school, Robbie? Matthew's Life. We have been out of school for a while now, my friend. We've been out for a while. Ah, yes. Giants Clubhouse from time to time. Maury's Life. We need the inside scoop. What's been going on behind the scenes in the front office? You work security. You got to get into that front office somehow and put your ear up against the wall, see if you can hear something. Brian Hoeing warming for the Padres. No, Matthew's life. Man. Matthew, I have retired from teaching, man. I've been out of teaching now for almost a year. Almost a year. Oh, did you? Maury's? That's awesome. That's awesome. Matthew, we're doing the channel full time now. We're doing the channel full time. I didn't really make like a big announcement about it. I did I announced it pretty casually on a stream at the end of one, and I made it a short. I thought about like doing a video on it, and I was like, nah, I'm all right. Caden, yeah, we didn't get hit by the hurricane. It completely went away from us. It went more. It kind of turned more west. But we definitely got the wind and the rain. So Brave Thrills has the audio off. I wouldn't want to have the audio on either. Yeah, Abe, thank you, my friend. Yeah, I was a teacher for almost 10 years. Made it about 9.5 years, and I decided last year, I was like, I think that was the time. It was the right time to go forward with the channel full time. It's been a grind over the last year, I hope you guys don't think, I'm making making boatloads of YouTube money over here. We're just trying to pay the bills. We're trying to keep the lights on. So. Good play from Adames, man. But the Brewers are running out of outs here. It's still a very close game here in Milwaukee. Telling you, man, Braves, they need to go get Adames. That would be a huge pickup for them. If they don't bring Fried back, there you go. Use that money towards Adames. Sorry, I think they need to make an upgrade from Arcia. I just don't think Arcia is the guy, man. Adames would be a very nice addition to that team. So what's going on here with Musgrove? So Brian Hoeing has so there was an injury. Sorry, I kind of turned away from the Padres and the Braves. Is there any news on Musgrove on what seems to be happening here? Ground ball to Ortiz on the first. And there's that. 2 outs here, top of the 7th. So what happened here with Musgrove? You're saying Cosmo looked like the elbow? Oh, man. Really? Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I think another intriguing team, since some of you guys are talking about offseason here in the chat. Oh, there's a base hit. Alonso getting on here. But I think an interesting team this offseason are the St. Louis Cardinals. I mean, I think the fact that you're already hearing about Sonny Gray, already shows they're looking to clear some payroll. Let's see what the Cardinals do here. Could you see someone like Wilson Contreras possibly, being a trade candidate? It's going to be interesting. Yeah, I need to see. Is there? I'm going to go on Twitter land here and see if there's any news for Musgrove. So someone said here, yeah, they're showing his curveball. His curveball, I caught a few of his curveballs. They looked good. But I guess when you think about it, they were looking a little slower. Interesting. So yeah, a lot of people are wondering if it could be the arm. If that is a legit problem moving forward, I know the Padres, right? You still got Cease. You know, I mean, that's obviously very nice to have. But that's a big blow for the Padres, and that would be huge for the Dodgers, considering they're running so low on pitching. Brave Thrills. Who do you guys think had a worse series, Baltimore or Atlanta? I mean, I don't think they were. I'm sorry, I'm not. Braves fans, don't hate me for this, but I don't think there were a lot of expectations for the Braves. I had an easy sweep here for the Padres. Baltimore, I'm sorry, like Baltimore, I think is the most disappointing team. That is brutal. I might even have to do a video on just how disappointing the Orioles are. I might have to. I mean, honestly, I might wake up in the morning and make just a video saying the Orioles are the most disappointing team of all time. I mean, goodness. You know? I mean, unfortunately, they had a lot of injuries. But Abe, man, listen, my backup pick for the World Series was the Royals and the Padres. My pick was the Orioles and the Phillies. I'm telling you, man, do not sleep on the Royals. There's a base hit. Oh, I thought that was a base hit for JD Martinez, but Joey Ortiz takes it away. I'm telling you, everyone, do not sleep on the Royals. Don't do it. Telling you, man. Don't be surprised if you see the Royals going up against the Phillies with their pitching. Honestly. Really. Royals, Phillies, I think would be a fantastic series. I mean, we'll see what the Yankees can do. I'm not completely sold on the Yankees. I think they have obviously a lot of great talent, but I'm a little iffy on the pitching. I will say this, though. I am never picking the Orioles ever again. I am done. I have gone with the Orioles 2 years in a row for my postseason predictions. I'm so bummed out about that. And you know what bothers me the most is I really wanted to pick the Royals. I did. But there was something in me. I could not pick the Orioles. Like, I just felt like I was obligated to. But I wanted to pick them. I guess I couldn't. When you have great starting pitching and defense, man. But the Royals are not an exciting team. When you got Bobby Witt, but they're a team you just look at them and you're like, I don't know. But they have the ingredients. Chef Ragnarok. Robbie gets confirmed Orioles will be the 2025 World Series champs. I mean, just saying. People are sleeping on the Phillies being a landing spot for Soto. We'll see. I will say this. If the Phillies don't win this year, I think you could see them get aggressive for him. If they do win, I could see them not being as motivated. Yeah, Robert, as a Braves fan, this is hard to watch, man. Honestly, if you're a Braves fan, I would put something else on at this point. Go and try and enjoy the rest of your evening. Go get yourself a beverage. Go make yourself some popcorn. Go put something on Netflix or whatever, Hulu, Paramount Pictures, whatever you got to do. Go put something else on. Go enjoy yourself a nice bowl of popcorn, maybe a treat on the side with some kind of a beverage, whether that is alcoholic or non-alcoholic. I think Braves fans, go enjoy your night because you are not going to enjoy your night watching this game. Oh, no, I'm not even saying that out loud, man. Nope. Not even doing it. Good grief. The fact that that just popped up, I don't know why it just made me laugh. Ragnarok. I'm a Braves fan, but I'm also a baseball fan, and I can't help but be impressed with the Padres. I had no expectations going into the series, even if they had Sale. I feel like with Sale, man, if you had Sale, I think it could have been different. Maybe. But I will say this with Sale. Sale got knocked around in the postseason before. Everyone thinks when he struck out Machado in 2018, right? Everyone remembers that moment, but go back to other starts that Sale has had in the postseason for the Red Sox. He was not really great in the postseason. So, I don't know. Who knows? Soto has chemistry with Harper, Turner. Phillies will also be a contender for the next couple of seasons, and they have a decent farm system. Soto isn't out of the realm of possibility. You make a good point. I agree. I definitely agree. Soto, Phillies, on paper could make some sense, but it's a big contract. You're going to have two well, then again, with the Yankees, you would have two massive contracts on the payroll by bringing back Soto with Judge and Soto, obviously. So I guess you could say the Phillies, too, if they wanted to. But, I mean, you got Turner, a big contract, Harper, a big contract. I mean, I don't know. You're going to add that, too? That's a lot. It's a lot of money. We'll see. I mean, yeah, he does have the chemistry. I'm more looking at it from the financial point of view. I mean, the Yankees are the Yankees at the end of the day. Stanek on the mound here. Iglesias, ground ball onto first. And Frelick is out here. Bottom of the seventh, one out. The Brewers are trying to get something done here. Stanek pitched yesterday. He's back on the mound again. But the Mets here, they are getting closer, and the Brewers are running out of chances. I was a little worried about this Brewers lineup coming into the postseason. Was a little worried. I figured without Yelich, they could be okay against the Mets. I didn't have the Brewers getting past the division round, but I mean they're kind of running into a Mets team with energy right now. And right now, not having Yelich is not looking great. Robbie, did you see Mookie guest appearance in Jimmy Kimmel? A lot of fans say he was being disrespected. Yeah, I don't know, man. Jimmy Kimmel, I don't know, dude. I thought it was just a weird question. I don't think he meant to come off as disrespectful, but I think it's just kind of one of those things where you just, I don't know, he just didn't really understand, I think, what he was even asking him. I understood what he was trying to ask. I don't think he realized it was going to come off, kind of shading Mookie a little bit. So, yeah, beat and cozy. Not wrong about that one. Milwaukee here, 2 outs. Terang had the double last time. Can he get something going here again for Milwaukee? Frank, yes, I have seen Fever Pitch a numerous amount of times. Great movie. Great movie. Ground ball left side. And there is the 3rd out here in the 7th. The Brewers are down to their last 6 outs. Man, oh man. Trailer Park Boys is better. Oh, Trailer Park Boys was so good in the first few seasons. So good. So good. Oh, that show is so funny. Man. The Rickyisms, oh, they're so good. Love me a good Rickyism. Brave Thrills. The Magic of the World Series is the Dodgers and the Tigers. Tigers sweep just like earlier in the season. We'll see. We'll see if the Tigers, man, if they can go on a bit of a run. Oh, you're saying the movie, then the show. I forgot they did make a movie, didn't they? Yeah, no. Trailer Park Boys, solid. Solid. Such a dumb show, but it's like, I just love that, the Office feel to it, you know? I don't know, man. The Braves here, you know, we got Soler up here in the top of the 5th. I think the Braves are out of gas. I'm sorry, man. I know I got, you know, the title of this is play-by-play, but it's like, oh, Soler drills one to center field. Oh, maybe I spoke a little too soon. Soler. He just said, no, we are not done yet. Oh, man, he just drilled one. And all of a sudden, it's a 3-run game. Can the Braves maybe build something here? Wait a minute, says Brave Thrills. Chester the Chicken Eater, I think I spoke too soon. I forgot about Soler. Let's see if the other Braves guys in this lineup can step it up a little bit. He hung that one for Soler like there was no tomorrow. Woo! Good grief. He just drilled that. I mean, listen, I need entertainment. I need a comeback from the Braves. They just got to start doing something. But here we go. It's a 3-run game here. Now all of a sudden, it's not looking impossible. But with the way the Braves offense has been, feels like 3 more runs, you know, sure. I know they had that performance in the doubleheader, but, you know, they were putting up runs. They were trading shots with the Mets, but I don't know. They need these other guys to get something going. You know, guys like Soler, they should be producing like that. They need the other guys to start stepping up. But top of the 8th here in Milwaukee, the Mets are 6 outs away. So far, Ross, he's a little erratic here. A couple of fastballs high. Wow. The last time the Brewers have won a playoff game, postseason game, when they were down after the 7th inning, was back in the 80s. Man. Nami Solo, how you doing, my friend? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. It's a ground ball to the left side from Laureano. That is foul. Laureano trying to get something going here against Hoeing. Another base runner, another blast. All of a sudden, maybe you got a different game here. Tyrone Taylor up to the plate for the Mets. Runner on here. Mets trying to add on to this lead. Nice fastball there from Ross. Oh, Laureano gives it a ride. But that is warning track power. G-Rob in the chat says, hit the weight room, Ramon. Oh, no. Don't say that to him. He might come after you, my friend. Yeah, Robert, Laureano has been a nice addition. When you look at the numbers, you're kind of like, oh, wow, he's been putting up some pretty good numbers for them. Laureano gave that a pretty good ride. Tyrone Taylor gives it a ride to center field, but he's under it. Here is Urshela up for the Braves. Urshela has not really been able to do anything for the Atlanta Braves up to this point. Double play for the Brewers. Big double play there. And the Brewers will be coming up here in the bottom of the 8th with 6 outs remaining. Man. What do you guys think in the chat? What do you think? Do you think the Brewers can pull something off here? Or do you think there's just too much magic with the Mets? Let me know. Let's see if the Braves can maybe put something together here. Urshela's got a full count. Ooh, Hoeing with a Hoeing with a nice fastball in the corner there to get the strikeout. MKE cards. It's become a ritual for my Brewers to lose in the wild card. You go back to, what was it? Was it, what was the year the Brewers were in the championship series? What was that again? Was it, 2018, I believe? 2018? This is Bailey. No baseball tomorrow and Friday. Yeah, there wouldn't be any baseball tomorrow. If the Mets pull off this win, Padres hang on to this one. Yeah, there wouldn't be any baseball tomorrow. There wouldn't be any Game 3s. We will see. I'll be honest, it's been a busy couple of days here. I mean, a day off might be kind of nice. We'll see, though. Yeah, good outing for Manaea today. Good outing for Manaea. Telling you, he's going to get himself a good contract this offseason. Great contract this offseason. You know what, everyone? You know what I got to start doing soon? I got to start putting together my free agent predictions. I mean, it's a bit of a ways out. We got an entire month of postseason baseball, but I got to start putting that together a little bit. Last year's free agent predictions were quite fun. But here we go. Jackson Chourio up to the plate here. Bottom of the 8th. Brewers trying to make something happen. Phil Maton on the mound for the Mets. The Brewers are down to their last 6 outs. Can Jackson Chourio get something started? Chourio gives it a ride to right. That's gone! Jackson Chourio! He comes through for the second time tonight, and the Brewers have tied it. Oh, man. The Brewers have tied this game in Milwaukee. It is 3-3. Here we go. Jackson Honeynut Chourio. Man, oh man. Christopher. Paul Skeens could never. Jackson Chourio has tied this game up in Milwaukee for the second time tonight. And the Brewers crowd has awoken. And Perkins comes up. Oh, and Merrill, ground rule double in the bottom of the 5th here. So he keeps the pressure on, even though Soler had the home run. Merrill keeps it going here for San Diego. Well, Chourio has come through twice. Can these other guys on the Brewers also start to come through? And Perkins lines it to right. That falls in. That's a base hit. That man had a cape. Who was that man in the crowd? And the Brewers are trying to put something together here against Maton. Here comes William Contreras, one of the most underrated players in all of Major League Baseball over the last couple of years. Can he come through in a big way here? He shows bunt. Maton gets the strike. We got a fun one here in Milwaukee. Maton misses outside. Man, oh man. Ground ball left side. Lindor has it. On to second. On to Acuna. On to first. Double play. A momentum-killing double play. And there are 2 outs here in the 8th. After a big moment, all of a sudden, the air has been let out in Milwaukee just ever so slightly. Here comes Adames. Impending free agent trying to add to his resume for this offseason. Can Adames, who's shown a lot of pop this year, come through and possibly put the Brewers even on top here? Foul ball, and that's an 0-2 count. Devin Williams warming in the bullpen. You go back to the Brewers over the years and you think of, all the tough moments, with Josh Hader. Devin Williams, can he keep this one close? It's a foul ball. Adames fouls off another. Adames on the year. He's had a great year. He's going to get himself a nice payday this coming offseason. Could you imagine a big knock here? And there's a base hit for Adames, and the Brewers have a runner on. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Brewers have tied it, but they're trying to do a little bit more. They're going to stick with Maton, though. Brave Thrills. Tomorrow, I need to wake up to see an article with the name Braves Fire the Hitting Coach. I do wonder if the Braves make some kind of a move. Their offense has just been so bad. And I know they've had the injuries this year, but, you guys, you still have good hitters there. You have to make something happen, Oh! Mitchell gives it a ride. That's gone! Garrett Mitchell! And the Brewers have taken the lead. Game day has completely crashed. The Brewers are on top 5-3. Garrett Mitchell, first round pick from 2020, has gone deep. I can't believe it. The Mets, with all the momentum that they seem to have, the Brewers just took it right back, and they have taken the lead here in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. Garrett Mitchell, first-round pick in 2020. Injuries over the last couple of years have held him back, but he comes up in a huge spot here for the Brewers, and they have the lead. Man, oh man. Their first lead tonight. And the Brewers have come alive here in Milwaukee. What an 8th inning here for the Brewers. Jackson, Honey Nut Cheerios going deep. And Garrett Mitchell coming through with the biggest hit of his life. Wow. Abe, it looks like we could be on our way, maybe, to a Game 3. We'll see. The Mets have seemed to come up with the magic all year. Can they come up with a little bit of magic here? Man, we got some drama here in Milwaukee, and the Brewers might have just saved their season. But they got 3 more outs to get. They got Devin Williams on the mound. Devin Williams has been lights out. Let's see if he can wrap this up and force a Game 3 tomorrow. Man, oh man. Estrada is on the mound here for San Diego. Top of the 6th. Brewers trying to put something together. But you know what I like about tomorrow? Unless the Braves do something here, we'll have 1 Game 3 tomorrow. 1 Game 3. I'm glad the Brewers, man, they came through here. The D-backs won that series last year in 2 games, I believe. It's 2 games, right? Yeah, I think it was a 2-game series last year. I think, didn't the D-backs sweep it? Nice to see the Brewers come through. I can't even imagine what Wardy is feeling at this point. Can someone check on Wardy? Is he okay? I know he is streaming this game. Is Wardy NYM okay? We got an exciting one here. Here comes Devin Williams trying to wrap this up here. Man, oh man. Brewers trying to force a Game 3. But he's got to get through some a good part of the lineup here with the Mets. You got Lindor, you got Iglesias, and you got Vientos. Well, actually, no, Acuna. Or wait, no, Vientos, sorry. Here we go. Devin Williams, this guy has been nasty. Big fastball. Lindor had no chance. Svetlana, thank you for coming. Thank you for becoming an all-star. I appreciate you. This is Bailey. I have been so sick of hearing these Mets fans acting like they are unstoppable. You know who actually picked the Brewers to win this series? Well, I did. But you know who also picked the Brewers to win this series? Giraffe Neck Mark. Interesting, right? And that's popped up. Contreras is he's okay. He's got it. There's the first out. Yes, Robert. We will be live streaming this offseason. We'll be going live plenty. Talking rumors. Absolutely. That's a very very normal thing on this channel. That's a cornerstone of this channel. Off-season rumors. Gotta love it. MKE cards. That was reverse psychology. I mean, there's a fly ball. He's got it. And the Brewers need 1 more out here. The Mets are down to their last out. Garrett Mitchell, the 2020 number 1 pick, coming through in a big way after a lot of injuries over the last couple of years. Jackson Churio with the game of his life. Oh, is that Winker? Winker's up. He's getting booed. Oh, you know the Brewers fans are going to love this. Yeah, what was that yesterday with Willie Adames? What was that with Winker, man? Am I the only one that just seems to notice that Winker seems to kind of just stir up a lot of stuff? And is that just me? I feel like Winker, he's always involved in something. You know, he had that whole incident where he flipped off the crowd in Anaheim or whatever it was. You know, had the Adames thing yesterday. It's like, I heard Adames talking about that after the game. And he was like, I don't know what even that was all about. Here we go. But Winker has been a good bat for the Mets. He's been solid this year. Big swing and a miss from Winker. Devin Williams blows a fastball by him. And the Mets are down to their last strike. Here we go. Devin Williams trying to close this one out. Trying to force a game 3 tomorrow in Milwaukee. Big fastball. Winker fouls it back. There's a ball from Williams. 2-2 count here. Winker stays alive. Here's the pitch. Winker gives it a bit of a ride. They give chase. They're under it. And the Brewers have won it after a dramatic 8th inning. A big-time home run from Jackson Chourio, having the game of his life. And Garrett Mitchell with the moment of his life. A game-winning 2-run home run for Garrett Mitchell, and the Brewers have forced a Game 3 tomorrow. You gotta love it. Everything rides tomorrow on Game 3. Good for the Brewers winning this one here tonight. You would have hated to have seen the Brewers go down like that. They've had a good year this year. But now it comes down tomorrow. I did pick the Brewers to win in 3 games. What a great game here for the Brewers. I mean, what a great game just in general. It was a tight game all the way through. The Brewers, they didn't let it get out of hand. They scratched and clawed. And they figured it out in the end. But here we go. We have another game here in San Diego. Let's get this situated over here. Here we go. So we got the Braves and the Padres. Let me switch the thumbnails here. All righty, we are good to go. We are officially in Braves Padres mode. All right, I think we're good to go here. Here we go. All right, well, the Braves are fighting for their lives. You thought this one was maybe going to get out of hand here. Where are we? Here we go. But right now, Estrada is on the mound for the Padres. Ozuna is up. I don't know what's going on with this game day. I don't know why it's looking all weird. Maybe I'm zoomed in too. Oh, okay. That's why. Okay, this looks a lot. I didn't realize how zoomed in I was before. Oh, that looks a lot better. Wow. Goodness. I did not notice that. All right, everyone, we are about 44 likes away from 200 likes. If you can help us get there, I will love you forever. And I am expecting a few people to trickle on in here as we get towards the end of the game. And so let's get that like button smashed. Let's get some people in here. But everyone, let me know, what do you think is going to happen here? Do you think Atlanta has a chance of coming back? I mean, hey, they got a run. They got a couple runners on the corners here. Oh, let me actually get the game on. I forgot. I still got the Brewers and the Mets on here. Let me get to ESPN2. We got the Braves and the Padres. But Marcell Ozuna, a base hit here, and the Braves have something, and it looks like they're going to the pen. Here comes Tanner Scott. One of their big acquisitions at the deadline. And Matt Olson is coming up. They're going with the lefty-lefty matchup. They were actually pointing something out with Olson's mechanics. They were showing how his elbow is in a bit of a different position. His stance looks a little bit different. What do we got here? MLB trade rumors telling us Astros are expected to present an offer to Alex Bregman. I guarantee that offer will be turned down. I don't know. I guess I got a funny little feeling you could see Alex Bregman go to the Tigers. You know, I know you got Jace Young at third. I don't know. I wonder if maybe you figure something out there. Maybe you could move one of those guys to an outfield spot. I feel like Bregman on the Tigers would be just a good fit. You know? AJ Hinch, get those two guys back together. But I could also see the Tigers not really going forward with that. Maybe the Tigers would like to add a bopper, you know, a corner outfielder, like someone like a Santander or maybe like a Tyler O'Neill. We'll see. But we got a lefty-lefty matchup coming up here. Michael Yench, Robbie, I am nervous right now. I wouldn't feel, I don't know, let's see. The Braves, they've had a hard time coming up with the hits. I'm curious, everyone. We're in a commercial break right now, so we're getting some Padres and Braves fans coming in here. We're just on a commercial break. But one thing, man, you know, with my Red Sox, I saw, who follows MLB Executive Burner? They put something out there today that the Red Sox could be in play for guys like Max Fried and Blake Snell. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe it. I'll see it when I believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. Well, whatever, same thing. Here we go. Tanner Scott, Matt Olson, big-time matchup here. The Braves trying to get something. Tanner Scott, 98 miles an hour on the outside corner. Matt Olson, he was the replacement for Freddie Freeman. They need him to step up in a big way here. They are fighting for their playoff lives. And my goodness, Matt Olson is in a big spot here. 2 outs, top of the 6. 99 outside. Billy Penzi says, let's go Brewers. Big win for the Brewers here tonight. Tanner Scott. Outside again. Misses with the fastball. 99. 2-1 count here. You would love for Olson to try and come through here. Nate the Nat says, what a win. What a win indeed. So it looks like it is confirmed that Musgrove has an elbow injury. Ooh, big swing and a miss from Matt Olson. He looks like his shoulder came just flying open there. Matt Olson, man, I think the downish year that he's had has been just terrible for the Braves. Those towels are flying, man. Matt Olson in a big spot here. Tanner Scott trying to send this to the bottom of the sixth. Matt Olson hits it to left, but he's under it. Profar has it. And the threat has been neutralized, and this remains a 5-2 game. Cream City Figs. Tobias must pitch tomorrow. That's do you go with Savali? Do you go with Tobias? I think that could be interesting. Tobias has been very underrated this year. Let's see. Patrick B. Oh no, there goes the Padres' chances if Musgrove is hurt. Well, and I'll say this about San Diego, man, right? They got some depth there, right? So you just had Michael King go. So, assuming they win here, you'll go Dylan Cease game 1. I would imagine, like, Michael King, you probably got to hold him off. Well, let's see. You got today. So he had today, tomorrow. And when does the division round start? So game 1 is Saturday. So he had today, tomorrow, and then Friday. So he'll be on. So he'll start on Sunday. He'll start game 2. Right? So would that be 4 days rest? Today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So King would be good for game 2. But then who do you go for game 3? I mean, I would imagine Darvish at that point, right? How has Darvish's innings been looking as of late? Has he still been going? I mean, yeah, he's been fine. So, yeah, Darvish would be game 3. Yeah, I think the Padres are fine. So, now, if they didn't have King, well, then you just go Darvish, right? If that was the situation, you just have Darvish for game 2, and then you just have Michael King for game 3. So, yeah, no, the Padres, they're still in good shape. But not having Musgrove, that hurts a little bit, right? But it kind of makes it a little more even at that point. Musgrove has been pitching pretty well as of late. But it does make it a little bit closer. I think you would have to give the edge to I'd have to give the edge to Dylan Cease over Flaherty, but Flaherty's been good. So I think that could really just come down to the bullpens and the offense, And so then you go game 2, you have Michael King against Yamamoto. I think that's going to be a great series, man. Great series. Yeah, Trevor, they have a lot of injuries too, but, they still got 3 guys. If you got 3 guys that you can go with in the postseason, then, Walker Buehler is going to be the biggest question mark. If he's not good, then the Dodgers, I think, are cooked. Walker Buehler is the biggest X factor. They're going to really need him to step up. There's a liner out to Urshela. First out here in the 6th. Everyone, the poor hippie hips are starting to get tight, man. Starting to get tight. Yeah, this is Bailey. I would imagine they would go Walker Buehler in a game 3. But like you said, I think that would be a short leash And then you got someone like Knack. So let me go back to Knack here. So Knack, he's had 15 games overall, 12 starts. The FIP doesn't look all that great. 4.72. ERA's fine. Well, he's been prone to the home runs. 1.8 home runs per 9. That's not a good number. The strikeouts and the walks look pretty good, but he needs to limit the home runs. And with the way the Padres have been swinging the bats, that's it's not good. But then Walker Buehler, obviously not a great year for him. But if you go to the last few starts, he has looked. Buehler did pitch pretty well against the Padres the last time out. He went 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned. Against Colorado, he was a little bumpy, but he had 9 strikeouts. The FIP, if you look at the FIP over the last few starts for Walker Buehler, they're pretty respectable. So I think Buehler might have something figured out. And Flaherty, and obviously Yamamoto, they've been pitching. Flaherty's obviously had himself a good year, and actually against San Diego, Flaherty, he had a quality, 5 innings, 3 earned, and then Yamamoto, he hasn't pitched against San Diego recently. He pitched against them. That was in the beginning of the year. That was the series in Korea. He was awful, and then that next start, he was a lot better. But he's looked all right. They've managed his innings a little bit since he's come back. But, But Fernando Tatis is on. I think, the Padres end up pulling this off and they advance. I think this is going to be a great series with the Dodgers. Profar with a great year, man. 280, 24 homers on the year, and 839 OPS. A career year for Profar. Caden Lichford, a Robbie, with the Royals upset the Yankees. I wouldn't be surprised. Here's the thing with the Royals. Even though they just burned through Reagans and Lugo, they can start Waka game 1. Waka's a good veteran guy that you can turn to in a game 1 situation. Nothing wrong with that. And then you got Cole Reagans for, game 2, Lugo for game 3. I think the Royals can pull that off. I think the Yankees lineup, obviously, you got Soto and obviously Judge. What a combo, but Profar hits it deep, but Harris is there. But I think the Yankees could potentially have holes in that lineup. Yes, Jazz has been great for them, but they're going to have other guys step up for them. Rizzo, he hasn't really been doing that all that much, but, he just had he just got hit by that pitch, so I guess he's not going to be, I don't think he's available, so you're probably going to have to go Ben Rice there. Stanton, what kind of Stanton are you going to get in the postseason? Is he going to do anything? I don't know. I just think if they have a good game plan against Judge and Soto, you should be able to navigate around the rest of that lineup. Let's see, could guys like Glaber or Dominguez come up big? They need other guys because they're going to go heavy on Judge and Soto. They're going to attack those guys. I think the Royals, they'll come up with a good game plan for those guys. It's up to the other Yankees. Garrett Cole's Garrett Cole. I think you can give the advantage to the Yankees in a game 1, but when Reagan's Lugo come back, could you see a situation where the Yankees, they go up 1-0 in the series, Reagan's and Lugo twirl gems, and then all of a sudden the Yankees are fighting for their lives in the next 2 games? Just saying. So I think it's what the Yankees, the first 2 games are at home. And then the Royals, game 3 and 4 on the road. And then game 5 would be at home. I think, is that how that works there? So game 1 is in New York. Game 2 is in New York. Yeah, so it would be, I mean, honestly, could you see the Royals, I mean, at home, could you see the Royals win this in 4 games? I don't know, man. AOG 34 will hit Reagan's. Dude, Reagan's is good, man. He just handled that lineup yesterday. I mean, let's see. How did he do against the Yankees this year? He pitched well against the Yankees. 6 innings, 2 earned. The beginning of the year, his only start against the Yankees this year, he did well. And you know he'll look to make some adjustments. Again, it's just that pitching. I'm so big on it, man. And they play good defense. Something about it, man. Something about it weirds me out. I'm telling you, I was looking at the Orioles and the Royals matchup. For me personally, man, just something about that. I just looked at those 2 teams and I'm like, are we going to get the American League representative out of this matchup? We'll see. I don't know. I'm high on the Royals right now. You might be right. AOG, Lugo, you may be right. Lugo is he's a pain in the butt, man. He's got 80 different pitches? He's ridiculous. Top of the 7th here in San Diego. Jorge Soler homered earlier. He's back up again. Can he come up with another big knock here? Soler draws the walk. Soler, a good game for him tonight. The home run and now the walk. But let's see. The Braves got a base runner. Can Laureano come through here? Laureano got into one earlier. Could that be a sign of things to come? I mean, right now, though, the Braves, it feels like it's either, I don't know, man. I feel like their only shot at this is to just hit some bombs. Tanner Scott, he's been missing a little bit. He's not finding that strike zone very easily. Oh, dude. Oh, we got to get the new pole. Yeah, let's get the new pole. You know, let's see if we can get to 250. You know, I want a 300. Can we hit 300 likes? Well, we got more people in here last night for this game than we did, or we got more people tonight for this Braves and Padres game than we did last night. I think we only got up to 160 last night. Jay Drip, why did the D-backs break my heart? They had a tough luck of the draw, man. A-Rod, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Laureano strikes out. That's, I mean, honestly, are we surprised at this point? I mean, you got Tanner Scott, who's not throwing a whole lot of strikes, and You go down by the K. It's like, what are we doing here? The guy can't find the strike zone all that much. It's like, be patient. They're swinging out of your shoes here. I mean, honestly, like, I'm sorry. If you're the Braves, honestly, like, seeing at-bats like this, it drives me crazy. Shella pops it up. It's like, it's so unbelievable. Ooh. I mean, Daniel, he's thrown 20 pitches and 11 strikes. That's a nice pitch. Backdoor slider. That's a nice slider right there. Held his swing, though. With Sean Murphy, man, he hasn't done anything this year, man. He was so good last year in the first half. Murphy takes a bite at it. Jose Quintana, game 3 for the Mets tomorrow. I mean, you know, in a game 3, everyone's going to have a short leash. Oscar P, thank you, my friend. I don't think I got the brain capacity to be a broadcaster, man. I think my potato brain just I lose track of stuff. I don't know how those guys do it. It's incredible what those guys on the radio do. The fact that they can keep talking throughout an entire game. It's crazy. Because I'll sit there and just watch, you know? It's kind of hard sometimes to just find the words while also staying on track of the game, right? You know, that's why Vince Scully was just so good. He would tell stories, but he would also keep track of the game just very well. There's a big strikeout for Tanner Scott. Man, oh man, the Braves once again coming up empty. You know, Nathan Nat, I don't know about Bregman for the Nationals. I don't know about that. They got Brady House. I feel like unless they move House somewhere, could they move Brady House to an outfield spot possibly? I mean, let's see. So Brady House this year, yeah, he was mostly third base and shortstop. So, I mean, could they pull off like a Jackson Merrill? Maybe move him out to the outfield. I mean, then you could make something happen for Bregman. Yeah, I agree. Bregman is going to go somewhere where they're in contention. I mean, come on. I mean, this guy's been with the Astros for so long. I guarantee he's gonna want to go somewhere that's yeah. Even if he stays, you know, wherever he goes, whether or not he stays in Houston, he's gonna be definitely looking to be with a contender. I don't see him going to the Cubs unless the Cubs, turned around and moved Paredes again, after they just got him at the deadline, So, man, oh man, everyone, the hips are getting stiff. I gotta build up the tolerance for sitting, man. Like, goodness gracious. Robbie, wearing my Xander Bogaerts jersey, and last night I wore my Tatis jersey. Man. Leak, where do you think Burns goes? Cubs have been linked due to the need in council, but who knows with Jed. I think, man, I wonder what Burns is thinking after this performance here. Is he going to base his decision on that? I would imagine probably not. Probably he's obviously going to be paying attention to what's the future of the team. Obviously the money's going to come into play. I could honestly see the Nationals being a team for Corbin Burns. I feel like they need to add someone. I really do. I think that could be a really good fit. You got Corbin Burns, you'd have Mackenzie Gore. We'll see. It's going to be a fun offseason. I'm excited for this offseason. Orioles make the most sense to me, but really don't see the Orioles making the highest bid. I mean, yeah, when you look at it on paper, it clearly makes the most sense. When you look at it from a need point of view, the Orioles don't really have a whole lot to turn to pitching-wise. Grayson Rodriguez, Zach Eflin for next year. Bradish, will be back at some point. But I don't know. I just feel like if they didn't have Burns this year, the Orioles, what are they? Like an 84 win team? 84, 85 wins without Burns? He was right around a 4, I believe, on the wins above replacement. So you're probably looking at somewhere in that mid-80s range for the Orioles, right? Burns is from California. But again, you got to remember, man, California, here's the thing. The taxes are so high in California. So high. Unless you're just making a stupid amount of money, So maybe, with Burns, that contract, with how much he's going to make, yeah, that it would get taxed a lot, but, Nathan Nat, when is the game tomorrow? That's a good question. When is that game tomorrow? That is at 8:30 tomorrow night. That's hit to right. Solaire's there, though. Jackson Merrill back up to the plate. Placata, man. Okay, first off, let's cut it out with the name calling. That's it's never a good way to have a conversation with name calling. But if you look at all the contracts the Dodgers signed, go to Ohtani, right? Look how much of that is going to be deferred, right? So there's that, right? And they've signed a bunch of guys to big contracts. But, they are going to be getting taxed. Now, when it comes to Burns, I think they could sign him, but will he want to go there? Freddie Freeman, that was a guy from California as well. So, yeah, he had there's a big fly center field. Michael Harris with the catch. But yeah, Freddie Freeman, You know, California guy, right? So he had that comfort, right? Now, with Burns, one thing here's my actual thing about that. The Dodgers, I actually wonder how motivated they're going to be to want to spend money. As crazy as that might sound. I mean, listen, they just they committed $1 billion last year to Ohtani and Yamamoto, along with signing Teoscar Hernandez. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. Are they going to want to go spend the big bucks on Corbin Burns when they got a lot of young pitching in that organization? I don't know about that. I don't know. Placata, here's the thing, man. You don't know Corbin Burns. You don't know. A lot of guys have not gone to California-based teams because of taxes. That is a thing. Some guys don't want to go out to San Diego or LA or San Francisco, and taxes are a reason. That's an actual big thing. I mean, yes, that has not prevented the Dodgers, from signing guys in the past, but there are a lot of players, they don't go there for that being a big reason. That's why some players have gone to Texas. It's a big thing. And to actually sit there and actually ignore that, that's a little ignorant, my friend. It's a little ignorant. Hey, Placata, you can think I'm wrong, man. But you're definitely wrong about that, my friend. There are plenty of players in the past where they have not gone there. So, leave the bias at the door, my friend. Leave the bias at the door. But again, of course, the Dodgers have signed people. I mean, obviously. Just saying, some players out there, they would rather not get taxed. Yeah, this is Bailey. Yeah, that is right. I mean, Placata, I'm going to be very honest with you. I can't name one right off the top of my head right now, but I know I've read about quite a few of them, right? It's just something true. I'd have to go back into it and look, but I know I've read it about that with players. So, but Placata, my friend, leave the bias at the door. The bias smells, my friend. It's okay. You'll be okay. Oscar P., how far will the Dodgers go? The pitching is questionable. I think the Dodgers have enough. I do. I think they have enough pitching. It's iffy, right? Not having Glasnow, that's, Jason Adam, man, he has been a great pickup. Oh, wow, here we go. All right, Braves getting something started here. Arcia, bottom of the order. Man, big time knock here to get things going here for the top of the order. This might be possibly a moment for the Braves to come through. Oh, it's a big fly. That's deep. Oh, that's gone. Michael Harris with a home run. The Braves with a huge homer. Oh, it's all of a sudden a one-run game. Oh, you know who was, if I were to think of one player, because I'm sitting here trying to think, who was a player that was not totally in favor of going to California? Wasn't Bryce Harper one of those players that didn't go out to California because taxes were a big reason? I feel like Bryce Harper might have been a guy. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was a while ago, back in 2019. But I think Bryce Harper was an example of a guy that the taxes came into play. I could be wrong, but I feel like I read about that somewhere. And then Warren, you said Trey Turner. I didn't see anything about that, but I do feel like I remember Bryce Harper. I remember reading about that somewhere. I don't know. I could be wrong. Could someone research that for me? I'm trying to think back here on some times. Like, yeah, like I know I've seen it before, but which players were like some big ones that where that came into play? Now, a lot of times that could end up not being an issue if the team ends up giving you more. If they can give you more to offset the taxes, people just they have that. That's a thing that comes into play for them. Ozzy Albies 2-2 count here. The Braves are all of a sudden back in this thing. Yeah, Warren, you're saying here Turner turned down more money to go to the Phillies. I feel like he wanted to be on the East Coast. Ozzy Albies pops it up left field. He's under it. Dangerous Toys. What was your... I didn't see your question, my friend. I don't see a comment from you in here. Dangerous Toys, send it again. I'm sorry. I don't see a question from you. Oh, where do I think Santander will end up? I think he ends up going elsewhere. I think, again, I'm looking at a team like the Tigers to add something there. We'll see. I'd have to think a little bit more about Santander. I like the idea of the Tigers to give them a guy that can hit for some power there. Here's Marcell Ozuna, the best bat for the Braves all year. Can he come through in a big way? Ozuna fouls it off. Trying to get him with the bite on that sweeper. Not going. 2-2 count here. Ozuna. Big AB here. Patrick, who plays the Yankees in Cleveland next round? Well, oh, big strikeout from Ozuna. And he can't keep the momentum going. Oh, that's a big out. Patrick, the Yankees are playing the Royals and the Tigers are playing the Guardians. Yeah, this is Bailey. I can see the Jays overpaying for Santander, and he does nothing as a Jay. You know, I wonder if the Blue Jays make a run at maybe Tyler O'Neill. You know? Wonder if that could be a fit. Yeah, maybe. Matt Olson's up. Matt Olson trying to just come through with something, man. Top of the 8th here. 2 outs. 1-1 count here to Olson. Ground ball to the right side. He's got it. Steps on the bag, and the Padres are 3 outs away. Michael Harris with a big home run, but they were unable to come up with anything else. The Braves have 3 more outs. Nate the Nat, where are the Rays next year? I think the Rays, they'll be, I still think a team that's pesky, hard to play. They're going to beat you to death with analytics. They're going to be a tough game no matter what. Pitching side of things, they're going to pitch well. Hitting side of things, they're going to be pesky. They're going to be a tough game for any team. And I could easily see them being back in that wild card picture. All right, they kind of replenished this year. Let's see how they approach this offseason. With the Rays, they're not big spenders, but could they maybe make some under the radar moves? Yeah, San Diego, I agree, Placata. San Diego, they're on track here, man. They got a bit of a scare with this home run here in the 8th, but I don't know, man. I feel like I've seen this Cheerios commercial like a million times. Am I the only one that I feel like I keep seeing this commercial? The AL Central has a 3-1 chance of being in the World Series. The once laughed at division of the AL. Listen, I like the Royals, man. I like the freaking Royals. I'm telling you, I'm about to hop on that bandwagon. And then they're going to lose to the Yankees, and I'm going to hate my life. Caden, Robbie, how do you feel about the Mets and the Brewers game 3? I picked the Brewers in 3 games. So right now I'm on track. We'll see. It's going to be interesting with how the pitching staffs are handled. Oh, that was nice, the Padres fans. Oh, liner to Arcia. There's the first out. Yeah, Timotheus. I actually do think Blake Snell can return to the Giants. He pitched very well in the second half. AOG, we need ice again in the Bronx. You guys have eaten enough since '04. We have eaten a lot, man. We have eaten a lot. Man, I still remember that '04 playoffs, man. Still remember it. God, what a ride. Ooh, Cronenworth checks his swing. Foul ball. Bottom of the 8th here, 1 out. Padres trying to add some insurance here. All of a sudden, the Braves, you never know what they're going to do. Yeah, John, Padres want to bring back Snell. Price is too high. Oh, big swing and a miss to Cronenworth. What a strikeout there. Swung out of his shoes. Padres want Snell, but the price is too high. I don't see him going back there. Freeman and Rojas are likely playing, which doesn't give me confidence. So what happened with what's the update with Freeman as of late? Let's go check on him. What is RotoWire telling us? Freeman, because of the ankle, he's expected to face live pitching at some point during the week. He'll probably be fine. Wear a brace on that thing. Oh, there's a big fly for Kyle Barry Bonds, Higashioka. What? Cody Bellinger? What? What do you mean Cody Bellinger opted out? I see a report here. High probability Cody Bellinger does not exercise his opt-out clause. Okay, I see you in the chat. I see you. Just kidding, you say. You got me. You got the brain just rapid fire right there. I'm thinking, what? I think that would be crazy if he opted out. Higashioka on to first with a walk. This is Bailey. I'm high on these Tigers. Beating Houston was a lot harder than beating the O's. I mean, give it up for the Tigers. I have them getting to the American League Championship Series. We'll see. No offense to the Guardians. You know, I'm just feeling the Tigers, man. A nice pitch there. Slider down and in, catching the zone. Robert Suarez is warming up. I'm just going to say this. There were a couple hard-hit balls off of Suarez yesterday, okay? And all of a sudden, the home runs are on for the Braves right now. TNT Suarez overrated. I mean, listen, he's been giving up some hard-hit balls. Yeah, Foop. I talked about that last night. The Diamondbacks owner, or unless I saw, I missed some. I thought the owner was the one talking about Montgomery, saying how bad of a signing it was, and like basically he regrets it and whatnot, and it was terrible. I mean, really, when you look at it, Montgomery was a terrible pickup for them. There's no way around it. I just couldn't believe I saw an owner say those words. Luis Arraez hits it to center. Harris gives chase. Warning track power. Luis Arraez, not known for the power too much. But here we go. Suarez on for the 9th. Well, here we go. Look at this entrance. Look at this entrance. Man. Let's see if Suarez can get the job done here. But here we go. Can the Padres clinch this series and head to LA? Thank you, TNT. Appreciate that. We got almost 300 people in the stream. We're at 221 likes right now. The goal is 300. If you can help us get there, I'll love you forever. But here we go. For the Braves, I mean, listen, you got Soler, who's already homered here today. Laureano, he's had his time. He's had some good times this year for the for the Braves. And Urshela, I don't know. I'm not feeling confident about Urshela, but Soler, if you leave one over the plate, then that's not going to be too good. Here we go. 9th inning. So let's pull up some Suarez stats here real quick. He's got a big matchup with Soler here. Up and in, 99 miles an hour off the bat. That's a foul ball. But Robert Suarez on the year, 65 games, ERA at a 2.77, FIP at a 3.49. He's been good about keeping the home runs in check, under a home run per 9. And the guy throws gas. But let's see. Soler is looking to go yard here. He's looking for something he can just hit to Mars. Big time matchup here. Low and away, 100 miles an hour. Jorge Soler's had a lot of success since coming back to the Braves. He was a much-needed boost in offense. Didn't fully cure the Braves' offense, but he has been helpful. Oh, big swing and a miss from Soler. 99 at the top of the zone, swings right through it. He swung out of his shoes on that one. But here we go. 2-2 count here to Jorge Soler. Oh, 102 on the outside corner. Soler shaking his head. Nah, not today. But here we go. Full count. Oh, Soler gives it a ride. Center field. He gives chase. Oh, what a catch! What a catch from Merrill! That thing was smoked. Wow. Holy cow, that thing was smoked. How fast was that? I mean, good grief. 109 miles an hour off the bat. That had some cheese on it. Ooh. Nice changeup there. A 91 mile an hour changeup. The Braves are down to their last 2 outs. Padres 2 outs away from going to LA. Sinker, down, ball. Laureano, he's come through for the Braves this year. Can he do it again here in the top of the 9th? Oof. Changeup had great movement on it, just out of the zone. It's ball 3. Ooh, 100 in on the hands. Fouls it off. Well, not really in on the hands. It went down in the zone, but you know what I mean. Foul ball here, full count, top of the ninth, 1 out. Suarez trying to send the Padres to L.A. for a huge matchup for the Dodgers. But the Braves, they're not done just yet. That's up in the zone. Laureano fouls it off. He stays alive. Laureano trying to make something happen here for the Braves, trying to save their season, just like Churio did earlier for the Brewers. Full count here. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball left side. Easy play for Machado. On to the first. And there is the second out. Here we go. The Padres are 1 out away from going to L.A. Travis d'Arnaud pinch hitting for Gio Urshela. Probably a good move. Travis d'Arnaud has come through for the Braves on multiple occasions this year. Let's see. You would much rather have Travis d'Arnaud instead of Gio Urshela at this point. Not an amazing year by any means, but definitely better than Urshela. Again, everyone, I am on a delay. So Suarez is just coming set here. Here we go. Suarez comes set. 2 outs. Top of the ninth. d'Arnaud pops it up. It was in on the hands. He pops it up. It's playable. Higashioka has it. He takes a stumble. But the Padres have won the series. They have eliminated the Braves in 2 games, and they're on to L.A. And we have a rivalry renewed. We got the Padres. We got the Dodgers in the division round. And the Padres move on here. They held on here in the end. They kept the Braves' home run surge in check. And they move on to L.A. We got a rematch of the 2022 National League Division Series where the Padres pulled off the massive upset. Can they do it again 2 years later with Shohei Ohtani in the fold? It's going to be tougher for the Padres, but they have a great team that can definitely get the job done. Great season here for the Padres. Unfortunately for the Braves, it just wasn't happening this year for the Braves. They tried everything they could. They battled with everything they had. They had to pretty much glue up spots as they were going. Too many injuries this year for the Braves. You know they'll be back in 2025. But a very interesting offseason approaches with the Braves. What will they do to upgrade this team? Max Fried is a free agent. What will they do with him? You know, Anthopoulos is going to look to make some moves. Could they make an upgrade at shortstop? They got some money coming off the books if Fried goes elsewhere. Could that mean maybe some money for some other free agents? Either way, I'm expecting a busy offseason for the Braves. But the Padres are moving on. I mean, I have a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people say this is the World Series, the Padres and the Dodgers. I mean, don't forget about the Phillies, but I have seen people say that. But everyone, I'm going to wrap this up here for tonight. We have Game 3 between the Brewers and the Mets tomorrow night. I will be here yet again. We had a bit of madness here today. We were bouncing back and forth between the 2 American League games today and the 2 National League games here tonight. But tomorrow we got 1 game to focus on. We got the Mets, we got the Brewers, but a fun day of baseball. Everyone, thank you for coming out here today. Greatly appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to talk to all of you here in the chat. But let's have a fun one here tomorrow. Get those notifications turned on. Game tomorrow is at 8:30 Eastern time, I believe. 8:38 Eastern time tomorrow. So notifications turned on. Come back in here tomorrow. Let's get a big crowd here tomorrow. But everyone, go have yourself a good rest of your evening. Rest up. And we'll see you tomorrow. Talk to you then.